Good afternoon, everyone. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon again. It is with great pleasure I, Dr. T. Swapna, Department of ECE, welcome you all to the fourth day of two-week faculty development program on transforming education, integrating OBE and NEP 2020. Today's session is on digital empowerment, online education, and internationalization. Digital empowerment is more than a catchphrase, it is the bedrock upon which we build our modern society. It is a process of providing individuals with the tools, skills, and confidence to harness the power of digital technologies. It means ensuring that every person, regardless of their socio-economic status, has access to the internet and digital devices. Online education, once considered a supplementary option, has become a primary mode of learning for millions around the world. To mention the rise of NPTEL, MOOCs, massive open online courses, and virtual classrooms has democratized education. Internationalization means more than just student and faculty exchanges. It involves developing a global curriculum, encouraging collaborative research, and embracing the rich diversity that international students bring to our campuses. The convergence of digital empowerment, online education, and internationalization, the three transformative pillars, holds the promise of a brighter, more equitable future. To elaborate more on this, now I request Dr. P.S. Ramasrikant Garu, Director, Ranks and Accreditation, WITS AP, to start the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for your kind words. So, very good morning to all the participants. Probably these are. Am I audible clearly? My voice is clear? Or
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Very good morning, sir. You're audible.
So, yeah, this is our third interaction. Probably the first two interactions, I guess, were beneficial. And now, moving forward to another important part of NEP 2020. Yeah, we are going to today discuss about digital empowerment. Screen is visible, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so today we are going to discuss about digital empowerment, online education, and then internationalization. Again, like in the beginning of the session itself, a disclaimer, as it is a knowledge sharing platform, right? So there are well qualified people on the other side of the speaker, right? So I will try to give the as presented wordings of NEP in some cases. In some cases, I would like to give my way of understanding when there are oponents, right? Interpretation, and sometimes I would like to borrow the insights what I actually got when I participated in the discussions with my higher ups, and then at a state level, at national level as well, right? So with that brief intro, right, I would like to move forward. So now let us see the fundamental. Okay, yeah. So sorry. So World Economic Forum, it refers to teaching and learning as a set of unique human abilities skills, attitudes, and values as education 4.0. Right? Four things are there: human abilities, then skills, attitudes, and values. Let us see quickly what is let me unshare once. PPT is not getting. 1 second. So my screen is changing or no? Anyone respond? Screen is not changing, right?
Not changing, sir.
Yeah, now
You're not shared, sir. No.
you're not shared it. 1 second. 1 second, yeah. Yes, now it's visible, right?
Yes, visible.
Okay. Okay. So now, yeah. So it speak of, yeah, fine. There is a glitch. I was pressing the keys, but then the slide and the animations were not coming out earlier. Okay. It speaks of four unique qualities. One is human abilities, skills, attitudes, values, which is defined as education 4.0. So prior to 4.0, we have got 1.2, then 2.0, 3.0, then 4.0. Right. So let us see 1.0. We all know it's a typical lecture. Uh, rote learning will be there. Then this is the approach, authoritarian approach, then teacher-centered system, memorization of knowledge, technology is forbidden in the classroom. Generation 2 or education 2.2, if you see, it is internet-based education. Exam-based approach is there, growth of collaboration is there, invasion of technology and society networking, uncoordinated technology integration. Then 3 is knowledge-based, student-centered approach is there, user-generated internet is there, invasion of flipped classroom methods, more dialogue, technology, and self-learning. Now, Internet 4.0, we see innovation-intensive approach, active and blended learning modes, AVGC. AVGC is audio, video, gaming, and comics. Using these four in the process of education, skill development for advanced industries. So this is education 4.0. Now the technology has moved from 4G to 5G. So what is education 5.0? Now this forms the backdrop of my further discussion. All right, I'm going to just spend a couple of minutes on this. So education 5.0 is what now people are talking about. And in fact, NEP is directly aiming at education 5.0. So what does education 5.0 speak of? It speaks of 10 different aspects: technology intervention, learner-centered approach, then skills for future, then lifelong learning, global citizenship, interdisciplinary learning, sustainability, equity inclusion, innovative pedagogies, collaborative learning. Right? So when we see here innovative pedagogies, project-based learning and gamification to enhance, to engage learners and enhance their experiences. So when you speak of gamification, right, then when you speak of lifelong learning, right, when you speak of technology integration, AI, VR, AR, and blockchain tech should be integrated into education. These speak something which are not seen in education 4.0. Right? Technology integration, then lifelong learning, then innovative pedagogies. Now, these three are not possible if each of the faculty are not digitally empowered. Education 5.0 would be only a myth if the faculty are not digitally empowered, which is what the NEP policy document speaks. Digital empowerment is very much essential. So initially I just used to wonder why all of a sudden digital empowerment has come, because to fit into the grand plan, grand projection, or grand envision of the NEP policy, how it want to transform the education scenario in India. Without digital empowerment, India cannot go to education 5.2. Now, let us see what is digital empowerment. This is what it refers to. The fundamental definition. Digital empowerment refers to ability of an individual to use digital technologies effectively. Right? Digital empowerment, you use digital technologies, underline the word effectively. Then capacity building. So more and more people, or the strengthening of the individual roles, right? So more number of people will be brought into the system, right? So that is what capacity building is. Now, so with the campaign, Digital India campaign, Power to Empower, which is the adage of it, right? So Digital India campaign, it's helping to transform the entire nation into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. So NEP policy document speaks of Digital India or Digital India campaign. There are so many aspects which come into the Digital India campaign, which are an outcome or which are inspired by the vision of NEP 2020, right, to be realized. So now let us see, you see some image here. What could this image be? Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess? You can text. What could this image be?
It's a
Anyone?
cyclic process. Cyclic
process. Perfect. Perfect. It's a cyclic process. And the animation, again, I'm not able to. 1 second. The presentation is getting repeatedly stuck. Sorry for that. Yes. So cyclic process, yeah, that is one way, one guess we can construe from that. But then it is something like a circular logic. What is a circular logic? If A, then B. If B, then A. Means it's like which comes first. You might have heard of the is egg first or the hen first? Is a tree first or seed first? It is a circular logic. If there is a tree, then there is a seed. Only if there is a seed, there is a tree. So you can't say which comes first, right? It is circular logic. So why is that being discussed here? What is its relevance to NEP? Because NEP uses these words exactly the way they are presented here. If education enhances technology, then technology enhances education. The converse of it, if technology enhances education, then education enhances technology. These are the exact words. The converse actually is not stated in the policy document. What policy document says is this: the relationship between technology and education at all levels is bidirectional. Exact statement. The relationship between technology and education at all levels is bidirectional. Means if education enhances technology, then the converse, technology enhances education, or the other way around. So unless otherwise technology is integrated into the education part. Education 5.0 is not nearly impossible, it is impossible. It is impossible, right? So, what are the various uh, uh, points which NEP says about digital education? So, NEP 2020 has laid a roadmap to transform education system with focus on multidisciplinary, holistic, and these two words we have already seen earlier. The third one, technology integration. Technology integration means digital intervention. Number two, NEP 2020 recognizes importance of digital education and emphasized its integration into school and higher education. So we have seen part one school, then part two we have seen higher education. So NEP is not limiting or restricting itself the intervention of technology only to school education or higher education. Its intervention should be there both in digital education should be emphasized in both school and at higher education. The third, NEP 2020 envisions a technology-enabled educational system that will facilitate personalized learning and bridge the digital divide. I don't want to delve what is a digital divide because most of you are highly qualified people. So it envisions a technology-enabled education system that will facilitate personalized learning, self-paced learning. That also should be there. Policy recommends use of online classes and e-learning resources. Under NEP 2020, digital education will be integrated into curriculum in a phased manner. What do you mean by integrated into curriculum? Means you give credits to online courses. You give credits to online courses. Right? You give credit to an online project. Right? The word online project is not emphasized anywhere in the NEP document, but then that's my interpretation. Particularly for CSE students or maybe some of the circuit branches, you can actually do an industry project online, right? So, means it emphasizes bringing the digital education or online education, giving credits to it, right, into a curriculum. And post NEP, you see, the country envisions digital universities. The other day we were speaking about cultural university. Now we need to think of digital universities, which is in fact one of the grand plans of the government of India. Another important aspect of digital education under NEP is development of digital pedagogy. That is also very important. So without now conventional pedagogy, we have seen, right? Bloom's taxonomy, then the different kinds of strategies what are being used to teach in classroom. A conventional classroom may not be equally applicable when it comes to delivering a digital course or an online course or developing a digital content. That's not possible. So the faculty need to be trained or be familiarized with digital pedagogy. Teachers will be trained to use digital tools and technologies and will develop digital teaching skills. Not teaching skills, digital teaching skills. Right? So this is what NEP speaks of or emphasizes about digital education, right? So all these points are very, very vital points, right? It laid a roadmap, right? Then integration into school and higher education. It speaks of personalized learning, right? And how this is done through online classes and e-learning resources. Integration of the digital education into the curriculum through credits. Then developing a digital pedagogy and then digital teaching skills. So these are the various things like which the NEP document speaks of. Now, the other part is develop and disseminate courses via platforms such as Swayam. HEIs may blend these online courses with traditional teaching in UG and vocational programs. So NEP document directly uses the word Swayam. So it has given a very heavy weightage to Swayam, right? So now It also speaks of bringing new technologies. Now, the new technologies are AI, machine learning, then there's a smart board, then there's a blockchain, and then mobile learning, right? Mobile or handheld devices learning. These technologies also have to be brought into the digital empowerment, into digital learning part, into online education part. Why? Because new technologies will not just change what students learn in classroom, but how they learn. Exact statement from the policy document. If you really go through the document word by word, line by line, every word is and every sentence is very carefully chosen. So these new, and it mentions, in addition to this, there are other technologies. I just picked up few. It speaks of additive manufacturing, right? So some of the prominent technologies which most of us are familiar. It speaks of AI, it speaks of machine learning, smart board, blockchain, and mobile learning, right? So what is important is not just what the students learn, but how they learn is important, right? How they learn, probably one famous adage comes to your mind. I see, right? I hear, I forget, right? So you have the sequence. I see, I remember. I do, right? I learn. So how they are learning it? Are you giving an opportunity only to hear? So which is what in the education 4.0, the previous to previous slide, you have seen intervention of AVGC into the teaching learning part. AVGC, as I told, audio, video, gaming, and then comics into the teaching learning part. So now we need to assess how well are our institutions equipped, how well are our teachers empowered to use these in the regular teaching class. At the most, our smart classroom would be a projector and a speaker system. That is our smart classroom. Now, the thrust of technological interventions is where we should put, like the NEP document speaks of, technology has to intervene into education so that the learning is provided in a very optimal way, right? So that we can realize education 5.0. So where we need technological interventions, we need technological intervention in the teaching, learning, and evaluation process, which document speaks of. Technology should be used to support teacher for preparation and professional development. Preparation means preparation of his class content, teaching material, right? And it should also help in the professional development. Enhancing educational access, right? Educational access means at the fingertip, I should be able to access any library, any material, not just my own textbook. Streamlining educational management and administration, right? Removing language barriers, and then access to Divyangajan students. These are the areas where the document identifies where technological intervention has to be brought in, right? So streamlining educational management and administration, I'm going to speak about this in the moving slides. You see, for this, for the intervention of the technologies in education, they have identified 6 areas: the teaching, learning, then supporting the teacher, then enhancing the access to the materials, then differently abled students, how they are being, benefited by the intervention of technology, and language barriers. I don't know English, but then can I translate my language using artificial intelligence, right? Now we have even Google. You search in Google, initially it comes in English, and then you can choose your language, and entire page gets translated, right? Using artificial intelligence and other machine learning and all these tools. So now is the language becoming a barrier for the teacher to learn and disseminate? Then streamlining educational management. So to realize all these, right? This is the exact statement which is there in NEP document in 23.3 section. You need an autonomous body. And what is the autonomous body? National Educational Technology Forum, NETF, will be created. Will be, it's a future tense. In 2020, it was not created. They envisioned something that has to be created, will be created, to provide a platform for free exchange of ideas on use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning, administration, and so forth, both for school and higher education, which is what you have seen. You carefully remember the words: enhance the learning, assessment, planning, administration, and so forth. Learning part is this, access is this, right? Administration part is this, right? So, and they should be implemented at what level? For school and higher education, both the school and higher education. So NEP 2020 document has told that something has to be created. And what did the government, our central government do? They have created one. So Ministry of Education has come out with setting up a new National Educational Technology Forum. So you can understand the seriousness how the government is taking the recommendations or the vision of NEP 2020. But the unfortunate thing is, most of the faculties, they have not gone through the document, NEP document. They don't know what is there in it, what it has proposed, what is currently available for us to make the teaching learning experience the best. Right? So, based on the recommendations of NEP 2020, the Minister of Education, Government of India has set up NETF forum to provide end-to-end support on educational technology. Underline the words educational technology, not science and technology, educational technology, right? So this is the first step. This is the first step. You can actually see now the document also gives the specific guidelines of this NETF. So they told it's an autonomous body. So in the previous slide you have seen the government has formed an autonomous body, and then it will have the three areas where it focuses to enhance learning, assessment and planning, administration, and so on, both for school and higher education, which we have seen earlier. Now, what are the functions of NETF? What are the functions of NETF? These are the functions of NETF. Advise the central and state government on use of technology in education. Build intellectual and institutional capacities in educational technology. And articulate new directions for research and innovation. And envision strategic thrust areas in this domain. So these are the functions of NETF. Right? You can actually visit the site, NETF site, right? So now you see the principles of NETF, ensuring equality and equity. Yesterday, I think you have well understood when Professor Shendu has discussed the difference between equality and equity in access to quality education, then enabling a thriving educational ecosystem, ensuring mobility in education, leverage and integrate emerging technologies, and then self-sustaining. Now, you see, I'll not go into the details of it. Now, NETF is co-worked with AICT. The screen is visible now. My website is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I recommend all the participants. So this platform, whatever I am providing, I will not rummage the website. I will not go into the details, what are the various tabs and all. I just want to provide you an access because you are all tech savvy. You know how the things work, which tab. So opportunity is given for you, information is given, and you need to explore it. What is there on this website? What is it that is useful for me? Right? What is it that is useful for me? So please go through this website. You've got so many options which will be useful for you. So now moving forward, now online and digital education, what are the challenges now? So we spoke of a grand plan of NEP, what it want to do, right? Then education from NEP 2020 envisions of moving from education 4.0 to education 5.0. And for that, you need digital intervention, right? And for the digital intervention, we have seen a slide what NEP speaks of a digital intervention, 5 or 6 points we have seen. It wants a digital intervention at school level, college level, at all the places. And finally, it spoke of to bring this digital empowerment, we need to form a forum or a body, right? And rightly, an NETF foundation was formed. Now, will that suffice our requirement? for this online and digital education. So what are the challenges we are facing? Digital competitions of teachers to meet, sorry, this is future need, sorry, there's a spell error, to meet future needs have to be enhanced. Unavailability of open and public digital resources infrastructure. Limitation in delivering certain types of courses, subjects in online or digital space. This is one problem. All the courses sometimes cannot be dealt online. Some specific courses, we need to deal it offline only for effective deliverance, right? So there is limitation of certain courses. Now, how are we going to deliver even such difficult courses, right? Through an online medium or a digital technology intervention using this machine learning, artificial intelligence, so that the subject can be reached well, right? Online assessment, right? Becoming screen-based education, not board-based education. This is a challenge for us. For most of the teachers, screen-based education is a challenge. Board-based education is not easy for us. Then bridging the digital divide. These are the challenges which are to be addressed. So what are the tools? So moving forward, we'll see what are the various tools which are currently available, which will help us address this, overcome these challenges, address and overcome these challenges, and how we are going to sail through the vision of NEP 2020. So now, so the need of our, what is the need of our? So the teachers require suitable training and development to be effective online educators. Both these two statements are exactly cut, copy, paste from NEP document. It's a cut, copy, paste. So how many institutions are giving teacher training and development to be online educators? At the most, what we do, we use a Zoom platform. That is what we are doing. Why we need that? Because it cannot be assumed that a good teacher in a traditional classroom will automatically be a good teacher in an online classroom. That's what in the previous slide we spoke of the challenges, screen-based education, not board-based teaching part, right? So these two have to be done. To overcome those challenges, these are the first two steps. The management nor the teacher should think I got on a 10-point scale, the rating is 10 on 10 for me by all the students. But now, when you try to educate the same group of students in an online, probably your rating would be 3 or 4. Why? Because it's not that you are not adept with the subject, but then your delivery skills are very poor. Teaching is happening, but the learning part is not happening, right? So the digital pedagogy, what the NEP document speaks of, right? Digital pedagogy, it's not just bringing digital elements into the curriculum. Like most of the colleges and universities are now bringing digital education into curriculum, maybe NEP course or X, Y, and Z course. If you do online course, right, we'll give credits. Other than that and the PowerPoint presentation, there is no other digital intervention. Now, how we can do that? There are different types of educational software, right, to train the faculty. There are learning management systems. Then you've got educational apps and mobile learning is there. Assessment and grading softwares are there. Then virtual classroom softwares are there. Content creation and authoring tools are there. So there are various edutech companies which have come out, right, giving these multiple options, a complete software domain, right, which will help you completely manage your learning systems, right, examination systems, right, grading systems, virtual classrooms, right. So yeah, are our faculty being familiarized with this? So that part you need to look into. So platforms for classroom content delivery, right? So LMS system, the interactive whiteboard and smart projectors, educational apps, and online assessment and feedback system. So these are the platforms which are provided. So now, the other part, what NEP 2020 speaks of is the digital intervention part. It speaks of pilot studies for online education has to be done. And when new technology has come, pilot studies has to be done at a state level, then at a central level, at university level. Digital infrastructure has to be built, online teaching platform tools, Then content creation, digital repository and dissemination should be effective, addressing the digital divide. Then virtual labs, training and incentives for teachers, online exam assessment, blended modes of learning, right? So these are the areas and laying down standards. Now, major digital and online interventions in higher education. What are they? Till now, we have not seen what are the tools. We have seen, I have not emphasized much on the platforms, the tech-ed softwares and all. The first one is Swayam portal. It's a Government of India initiative. The second one is the Samarth portal, right? Can anyone tell what is Samarth portal for? Samarth portal? Don't Google it out. Whatever knowledge or you understanding you got using that, you can share. No idea. Okay, fine. Samarth portal is for e-governance. I'll go through them quickly. I'll go through. Ouch. The screen got again. 1 second. Sorry. 1 second. I just need to stop my sharing once. And then Swayam Prabha is another option or another tool which is provided. Then virtual labs is another tool. Then social media is another tool. Online learning, and then NDLI. Some of us may know these tools. Some of us may know Swayam platform. We know. Some of us may know NDLI, because probably if your university or a college has got a librarian, he should be frequently sending mails. Swayam Samarth is one thing which most of us don't know. Virtual labs, most of us, I'm telling you, probably 10 or 15% of the faculty may be using these tools, right? Virtual labs, we don't know much. Virtual labs is a really beautiful facility if you have used it, right? Then social media. So let us see what each of this deals with. Swayam, India MOOCs, best in class instructors empowering with knowledge and skill. Samarth is an e-governance suite for higher education institutions, right? E-governance, your admissions can be done through it, right? Some assessments can be done through it. It's like your own software for managing all your institutional administration. It's like e-governance for a college, right? Then Swayam Prabha, it's a DTH channels devoted to telecasting of high quality education programs on 24/7 basis using GSAT 15 satellite. How many of us know it? How many faculties have gone into Swayam Prabha? Then virtual labs provides remote access to simulation-based labs in various disciplines of science and engineering. Social media access to learners. Online education, launch of online programs are done. And NDLI, Digital Library Initiative. So through which we can access a wide range of materials. So if you see the previous slide, all the challenges which are currently there and what is envisioned by NEP are mostly addressed by these tools. So now let us see what is Swayam. Right, Swayam, I'll not go into the much details. Quickly, I'll say these are some of the stats which are available on the Swayam portal. It was launched on 9th July 2017. Right, so these are all the different bodies which are actually co-working with Swayam. So now let us see what a Swayam platform is. How does it look? So this is your Swayam platform. You can sign in or register. I don't want to log in with my credentials, but I download wonderful material, wonderful lectures, then which will be very useful. So now you see the Swayam, it follows a four-quadrant approach, which I'll discuss in my future slides. And as I told you, in order to ensure best quality content is produced and delivered, and 9 national coordinators have been appointed. They are 1 to 9. NITTR, IIBM, IGNOU is Open University, NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, which actually in day one I thought of discussing regarding NIOS. Slides were there, but because we are running short of time, I couldn't discuss on NIOS. Then NCRT, which speaks of school education, CEC for undergraduate education, UGC for postgraduate education, NPTEL for engineering, ACT. All these are brought into the Swayam platform. Now you can see here for school education, then out of school education, then undergraduate education, postgraduate education, and there is a credit transfer option here. How these credits will be brought into your curriculum. Now here, madam, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
The
Yes, sir.
website
It
is
is
visible, na?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Because today I am facing some glitch with the this one. So if at all something like that happens, no, please take the liberty to inform me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. So the credit transfer you can see here. Underline this. You can indicate your grievances related to credit transfer at your parent university by submitting them in a form. If you click this form, you got a complete details where a student can raise a grievance that I have done this course, right? The complete detail. I don't want to go through this. You fill the details and then you go for next, when the exam date was conducted, what is the course, right? Who is the coordinator? The CEC, I told 9 different bodies, right? Who is the coordinator? What is your course code, X, Y, and Z? All the details you fill up, right? And then within a week's time, your university or college, whatever is there, you'll get a notice. Within a week's time, seeking for an explanation. This is what the government of India told. This is what the policy document has told. When the student has completed an online course on Swayam, why isn't the college or university doing? Doing this. Now, yesterday I was speaking of flexibility. Flexibility, you can't give the flexibility because of 2 things. Because most of the colleges, we don't have a good FSR. The second one is we don't have a good infrastructure. If I want to, as I'm mentioning, if I want to offer all 6 electives, I need 6 classrooms. But if I offer only 1 or 2 electives, I just need 2 classrooms. The flexibility doesn't come there. But then, if you can make these courses, some of these courses which are available here into your curriculum, you can still offer flexibility. 2 courses you can offer on a regular basis, and another 2 or 3 courses you can ask the students on Swayam platform. You can mention the courses, and for that I suggest the faculty you go through the guidelines for developing an online course on Swayam platform. Right? There is a process how you can develop a course or Swayam platform. Then University Grants Commission, which has released a gazette through Government of India, how the credits have to be for the online courses what are done on Swayam platform, how the credits will be inducted into, and All India Council for Technical Education, the gazettes. I don't want to go through the gazettes. As I mentioned, I am here to provide the information. Time is very short, right? Because I have given sessions exclusively on what each of these gazettes speak, right? 2 to 3 hour sessions just on each of this Swayam. But now the objective is different. The time constraint is there, right? I'm going to provide you the resources. So please take the initiative of you yourself going in and exploring the details. So now in here also, you can actually go through all courses, right? And then you have got, right? You have an option, the course duration you can choose, because this has to go into your curriculum, as I was mentioning, right? Number of credits, right? Electives, whatever are there, course duration. You want an exam date, how many credits, you want a credit-based course or just an audit course, right? What category, right? And who's the national coordinator? If you want technical courses, refer for ACT, right? If you want an undergraduate courses, you go for CEC, right? NCRT, this is for schools. Schools also, like now how schools are going to offer this NEP, right? I went to two different international schools and gave a very, very elaborate presentation on how they can bring this technical education into, the digital education into the schools. It's not the international school, they've got a lot of facilities, but the awareness is not there. See now, yeah, every faculty, whoever are listening this participation, touch your heart and tell how many of us have really visited these, seen the content, right? So you can go through all these courses, whether credits are required and all, right? So based on this, you can actually design your curriculum and ensure that there is a scope for self-learning, right? So that can be done. And Yes. Moving forward, so now the Swayam, as I've discussed, it typically follows any course if you take. This is the model, what it approaches. Madam, I'm back to PPT, right? Visible.
Yes,
PPT is
sir.
visible.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay. So four quadrant approach it speaks of. One is video lectures you have, then specially prepared reading materials are available. You have got an online discussion forum for discussion, exchange of ideas and thoughts, right? And then
May I know, sir,
self-assessment
time
test and
spent
quiz.
is not working.
Yeah,
Yes.
madam. Okay.
Sir. Yeah, I'm there, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So these are the four quadrant approach which the Swayam platform speaks of. So any course if you take, you've got these four related content. Right? If you want to give a surprise quiz to a student, you can refer that material, make some minor adjustment here and there. Right? The self-assessment tests and quizzes. And today you see the Swayam platform that one of the visions of NEP 2020 is language should not be a barrier for learning and education. So now they have translated into 12 regional languages. 895 courses have been so far translated. And now term and examinations by National Testing Agency. And the credits and grades are awarded by the Post Institute. Right? So, sorry, I think I came back to it. Okay, so this is what it is. So now there is something called, previously we have seen what is Swayam, and they have recently they have come up with another platform called Swayam Plus. So what's the difference between Swayam and Swayam Plus? Swayam typically is a knowledge base. Knowledge upgradation is Swayam. And Swayam Plus is typically skill upgradation or upskilling. Two platforms. How many of you have gone through this Swayam Plus platform? Can anyone in the chat window quickly? Just put Y, means yes, because that would be easier because hardly few S's will come. Right? Yes. So the point is the facilities are there, so many facilities. It's like sun is there, there's beauty all around, but the unfortunate thing is we don't have eyes to see. That is the problem. So when we don't have eyes to see, we are in darkness and we can't see colors. So such beautiful materials are there, right? Which we can actually engage our students, right? So you can access ACE, what they call Swayam Plus is ACE, ACE, that is the acronym they used, access, certify, and empower. Elevate yourself with professional development certification. So mostly it is skilling based, right? So visit these sites. So this is the Swayam Plus platform website, right? You can visit this. You can sign in. You can register as a university. You can register as an individual. You can register, right? So there are many industries you can see here. So many industries have got tied up with them. L&T, EduTech, right? So you can actually go through this. Please go through this. Credit recognition for industry-based courses. It has to be embedded into your curriculum. If as I mentioned, if the universities or colleges, actually the student has got the liberty to choose any course which is relevant to it, and he can approach the university to give credits for that, right? So that kind of flexibility what NEP 2020 gives. Now, little more. So what are the guidelines of UGC on the Swayam platform? So now on March 25th, 2021, UGC has released a guideline in its gazette saying that 40% of credits per semester can be claimed through Swayam. 40% of credits, not for a course, for a program or BTech program or anything like that. Per semester. Per semester, you can just imagine. Means if you're offering 6 courses or say 5 courses, 40% of that is 2 courses. Student can do every semester. And we cannot say no to it. So if we can really bring into this, and as I was mentioning, the courses are delivered by really experts with bringing in AVGC into picture. I tell you, 90% of the teachers in engineering colleges, we can't deliver that kind of content because there is a whole ministry which is supporting it financially to develop such kind of content. We may have knowledge, but then presenting it in a beautiful way with the student really understands and facilitating it for self-learning. Sorry, 1 second. You're able to hear any disturbance, right? The screeching sound?
No disturbance. Perfect.
Just hold on, just hold on. Just hold on, please. Yeah, sorry. So moving forward, so this is the Gazette. You can refer that Gazette, and also uh, MOOCs offered by Swayam are now eligible for credit mobility. Right. So you can go through the Gazette notification, and then Swayam Prabha. We have completed Swayam platform, Swayam and Swayam Plus. Now Swayam Prabha is another space, right? It integrates these features for. I'll straight away go to the website. For you, it will be more helpful. Now you can see here, this is again a wonderful facility for school education and as well as higher education, right? In this also, like now I'll not log in using my personal credentials. You can individually log in. You can tell your students to create their own portal. College itself can log in, and there are beautiful courses. Even during faculty training or something, a new course, you can actually fix a training program for faculty, right? These are the different courses which are available for this. And say if you go for higher education, you got so many courses. And each one, if you see, now these are currently going live. You can see the schedule of it, right? On which day, what course, and what time telecast will be there, right? So on 25th, 25/7/2024, now currently this is going live. So at 3 different times, from morning 8 to 8:30, roughly 4 to 4:30, and then that midnight early hours, it is being telecasted, right? So for that specific course, you got the complete program schedule for the entire course, right? So this is there for all the courses. So many channels are available: capacity building and teacher education, open universities, professional education, right? These are, you have generic presentations, you got thematic presentations, right? You have got technical presentations, right? So many subjects. And as I was mentioning you, the content is really created by teachers who are much qualified, who have got a very deep exposure, not just academic exposure, industrial exposure. You can see here, the content is created by, say, IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, right? We can give assignments to students, go through this content. You can prepare a PPT on this, or give 10-minute summary of the class. Are we doing it? Because it will expose the student to the art of self-learning. And then this is not just for students. As a faculty, we can learn. I myself learned so many things from these sources, right? And then, as I mentioned, now around 1.1 lakh total unique videos have been telecasted, and more than 6 crores total views on YouTube since its inception, right? So yeah, this, I think, yeah, this just now we have seen the higher education part. So please go visit these websites, right? And then the other part I was mentioning, the Swayamprabha channel, right? Teaching in mother tongue, regional languages through Swayamprabha channels of IGNO, our People's University, what they call, and live sessions in regional languages conducted 4,500 since 2022. And these are all the languages currently this is being used. You can see here. So this is channels managed by NPTEL, you get, and then channel managed by IGNO, because these are channel numbers. You've got more than 100 channels. Then these are the channel managed for primary education, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 8, class 9, right? Then you have for secondary education. So right from you can see the policy document, NEP policy document, technology intervention, digital resources should be available from primary education to grade 12 and higher education as well. So this is for higher secondary education, this is for secondary education, this is for primary education, right? This is for open schooling, right? And NPTEL courses for all technical content, right? So go through it. Each one you have got the videos on it, the content, the material on it, right, is available for your own learning and development as well, right? So please visit these websites. The other one I was telling is Samarth portal, right? In the initial slide I've shown you, right? Swayam platform, then Swayam Prabha, and Samarth. Samarth is a e-governance module. I'll not go into much into this, right? If you want, actually, you can register. And open source, open standard. See, it's an open source. Anybody can register and use it. Use this administrative system. Robust, secure, scalable, and evolutionary process automation engine for universities and higher education. There are 9 essential packages. There are 40 plus smart modules, and 40 plus central universities are already using it. Even your University of Hyderabad is using it. Samarth e-governance portal. University of Hyderabad, because the organizing institute is from Telangana. I was just mentioning that, right? There are many universities. University of Delhi is using it, right? But it's an automation engine for the universities. So visit the Samarth portal. Right, you can actually go for a new registration, right? This is for the IGNO University. You can actually go for the basic Samarth portal as well in the website. Then other one is National Digital Library Initiative, NDIL, right? This is also another important tool. So how many faculty who are attending this have registered in this NDLI portal? If not, see, the reason why I'm questioning is not to point out that so many have not registered, right? So we are unaware of these features for our knowledge enhancement. So we always think that career development or career progression means management is not giving us the scope for career progression. The government is giving, government is investing, it has exclusive budget for all these, investing crores and crores of rupees in developing this content. So we can use this for career development. As a faculty, I can do some courses, I can get credits for this, which can be embedded into your performance indicators. As I was mentioning, for 5 or 6 colleges, like they have approached me for developing their key performance indicators. We have brought so many of these things into their key performance indicators, which once like we try to link up that with the promotions, link up that with the performance and all, it will actually, what do you say, mobilize the digital resources. It will enhance the quality of teaching. Overall, your reputation of the university and colleges will drastically enhance, right? So National Digital NDLI. So we can go through this. Is maintained by, sorry, you can create, you can log in, you create your own this. So again, here you see for school education, for higher education, for research, for career development, cultural archives, newspaper archives. How much content you have in this? Extraordinary amount of content you have in this. If you go into higher education, then you see the subjects. Maths, botany, physiology, literature. How many schools are using? Very few, hardly few schools. See, that's what I told. I suggested for some schools which are nationally reputed, and they are implementing the concept of bagless days. One day student will not bring any bag, right? I'm speaking of international schools which they implemented 1 day or a half day bagless days. They come and some lecture or a topic on this, using completely AVGC. Student need not even write notes, and they'll share this link via WhatsApp or email to the student and the parent. Parent can go through this. It's now readily available. I can rewind, fast forward at my own pace. So he need not write even notes, right? So if you see, you have engineering. You click this, you've got again a gamut of courses. Are we using this? No. So please go through this wonderful resources, right? Excellent resources. Your teaching style will totally change. Teaching style will totally change, right? So I'll move it. I'll move a bit fast. Then virtual labs is another tool. Some of the colleges might be using, some of the schools also virtual labs, right? Uh, because I acted as a board of studies member and academic council member of some of the engineering colleges, right? And advisory board of some of the schools, right? I've suggested them use of virtual labs. I've taken one session, how for a school children, right? Not just the rote learning, how the so-and-so theory, what they are learning. All schools will not have facilities for setting up a lab. So how we can use these virtual labs? Now, if you see virtual labs, there are over 1,300 plus experiments. 40 lakh students have benefited. And labs, there are labs in social sciences and humanities. Actually, no, some are already there. Now they are being more and more added. Labs in social science in this. Now, who are the national partners? You see, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, all the IITs, most of them, the old IITs, triple ITs, right? Some private universities. This is just a sample, what I'm giving. College of Engineering Pune, NIT Surathkal, Amrita. So the content is really beautiful. Please go through it. The virtual labs, right? So broad areas of these virtual labs: civil engineering, physical sciences, chemical sciences, right? Mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, computer science. So because I hail from mechanical engineering, I used this mechanical engineering lab for 2 labs in my courses. Students enjoyed them so much. In addition to the regular labs, right? In a regular lab, I have 10 experiments. In addition to this, I give a choice to students. If someone has missed an experiment or something like that, you can choose any of these 2 experiments. They can go through it, understand it fully. See, in this mechanics, you have got again so many labs: fabrication lab, KDM lab, machine dynamics lab, right? Electron microscopy for beginners, mechanics of machines lab, right? It has objective, right? Then the list of experiments. You click each experiment, you go to the content of it, right? So the course is really beautifully designed. So now if you go into that one experiment, if you choose, what is the aim, what is the theory, what is the procedure, self-evaluation, the simulation part, assignment, quiz, videos, reference, feedback. My goodness, how many of us have used it? Government has invested 100 crores on this. Please, let us use these facilities, right? It's not that we think that government has just rolled out NEP policy document and that's it. It has watched it. No, it is running from pillar to post to implement this. But very few faculty know this facility. Please bring this into your, classrooms, right? Students will really enjoy computer science, you see, artificial neural network, linguistic lab, right? Cryptography, data structure, image processing, right? And who has developed? IIT Kanpur, IIT Hyderabad, right? So how many of us can say that we can our teaching or our qualifications are much better than the faculty who have developed that, right? So let us try to use these facilities, okay? And even as I was mentioning, for the school level, even school level also, there are many experiments in where in school physics, school chemistry, botany, many experiments are actually there in this. So all the faculty, I heard that in the feedback form I have seen, there are principals from different schools who are nationally reputed schools they're attending, right? You can explore into this, right? So that the students will have usually the school education, the digital intervention is worst hit. At least at engineering colleges, because we are so-called technological universities or technological colleges, there is some intervention, we try to do it. But then, as I've told you, in the 8 or 9 colleges where I went for sensitization, for physical sensitization, when I spoke, how many of you have used this virtual labs or this or that? There are 3 or 4 colleges where almost no faculty has raised a hand. They don't even know that such a facility exists.
Sir, during COVID period, we had used these virtual labs.
Yeah. Some of the faculty have used it, but then in a larger spectrum, I'm speaking of. Yours is a very good college. Now, other online programs, if you see, UGC has come out with regulations. Then online revised regulations are there in 2020 and then 2021. Right, and it has recognized this number. Probably I have to recheck this number. Don't rely on this number. Now the number has increased actually. 6 to 7 universities recognized to offer online degree programs. Okay, so this is the Gazette. Okay, so I'll not go into the details. So go through the Gazette details. Right, and recently released notification on 7th June 2024, roughly a month back. Right, as a part of implementation of NEP 2020. I very frequently check. Every once a week, I go to UGC website. Every once a week, or at least bi-weekly, I visit all these sites. What are the new updates? Unless I expose myself to sun, I can't see the things around me. Right? In darkness, I can't identify the things around me. I have to expose myself to sun. So if you visit the AACD website, take your time, rummage it. What are the facilities which have come out? What are the notifications that have come out? Right? So this is an implementation of for open and distance learning, right? They are implementing NEP 2020, right? And then guidelines. There are some guidelines. If some of the college or some they want to start an online there are guidelines as well for how material has to be generated for online course, right? How an e-learning has to be facilitated, right? So now there should be self-learning materials, and you should actually come out with the objectives, prior knowledge assessments, all this has to be there. Then the focus on the real world has to be there, developing learning materials for distance learning, right? So there are different aspects or guidelines which are given, which your material for open and distance learning should come into. Right, this is the 4-quadrant approach I already mentioned, and preparedness of the learning material. Because see, if your university want to offer an online program, you can easily do it, because there is a set of guidelines. The Gazette, what I told you, in the Gazette, what I have told you, the guidelines are very clearly given. If you want to start an online degree or something like that, you need to get in 2 consecutive cycles. I think I am not, I don't exactly remember, minimum A grade or A plus in NAC, 2 consecutive cycles. Then you are eligible, or you should stand in NIRF top 100 ranking to start an online program. And if you want to admit even a foreign students into your online course, to register for this online course, probably the condition is slightly different. NIRF, there is a variation in the number. That's all. In probably 3 cycles, you should get A plus or A plus plus. I exactly don't remember. You can go through the document. Yeah, pardon me for that. Right, and then you can apply for that. Apply to the commission that you want to start this course. Actually, the Gazette clearly says that if you have 2 consecutive cycles, if you got A or A plus plus, whatever it has mentioned in the document, you don't even need prior permission of the commission. You just need to inform them that our college or something, we are starting this kind of online course, right? So you can see, like, if you want to start an undergraduate program, which is for 3 years duration, right? Before you commence the course, you should have a self learning material that should be ready for first 2 years, and it has to be approved by higher education institution statutory authorities. So each institution has got a statutory authority. Sometimes if you're an affiliated college, for you, the statutory authority will be the committee which is, constituted by the university. Right? They have to approve it. Even your syllabus comes from the university, right? The affiliated college I'm speaking of. Suppose you are a completely university of your own. Then your apex bodies like academic councils, then the board of management, board of governing body or board of governors, whoever are there, the approving authorities, right? They have to approve the content. So similarly, if you are planning for a 2-year postgraduate program, right, material for first year should be ready, right? So all the guidelines. So it's not like I wanted to start an online course, I'll immediately start. No, before you commence the course, these should be ready with you to start the course. Now the other part is vocational part. Vocational part. This is also a part of vocational in Telugu. If you vocational training, if you translate into a regional language, Telugu, it's called Vritti Vidyalu. That's what it translates. So if you see in the document, policy document, The highest term which appears is, as I mentioned, quality, then multidisciplinary, and the next highest term is vocational. 74 times it appears. Right? So what does it speak of? Right? Quality holistic education. Able to see, can someone read it? You're able to see that? Madam, can you read it? The exact statement there.
Sir, uh, quality holistic education, including vocational education from preschool to grade 12.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. That alone, actually, I couldn't see because this bar has.
Okay.
Now, the other one you can see, this is the exact statement. Subjects like physical education, the arts and crafts, and vocational skills, in addition to science, humanities, and mathematics, will be incorporated throughout the school curriculum. So, vocational training has to be incorporated in the school level. Then 10-point clause 10.13. The overall higher education sector will aim to be an integrated higher education system, including professional and vocational education. So at school level, there is vocational training should be there. At higher education, there should be vocational training, right? To fulfill the vision of National Education Policy 2020, a national credit framework has been approved by government, which is comprehensive credit framework encompassing elementary, school, higher, and vocational education and training. Right? So you can see how much importance the government has given to this, and now how this what is spoken in the policy document, NEP policy document. 74 times the term vocational training is used, and what the government has done, it has come with a NSQF, National Skill Qualification Framework. It has integrated higher education, National Higher Education Qualification Framework. It has integrated that with the National Skill Qualification Framework, and that has been National Curriculum Framework. National Curriculum Framework is typically for schools. Higher Education Qualification Framework is for higher education, and this one, they have embedded that with the NSQF. Now, if you see here, sorry, yeah, if you see here, there is a higher education curriculum framework, right? NHEQF. For school education, you have got National Curriculum Framework, and both these two accept credits for this. So, vocational or skill is there for higher education. Vocational skill is also given priority in the school education. So, what is NSQF? Skill Foundation. It bridges the world of education and training to the world of work. Right? So, visit the NSQF website, go there, try to identify the skills, and these skills also, sorry, these skills are also to be credited. That is what I think one slide is missed. Okay. Sorry. Actually, one important slide I think I forgot to put here. Instead of that, some other slide has come. Sorry, the Gazette notification of this, which shows that the credits for the skill-based or vocational-based courses can be actually brought into your curriculum, right? So that is regarding the different digital tools. Okay, so I request all the faculty members, most of you might be using, right? Because as I've seen the other day, there is a wide spectrum of people, right? There may be many new faculty, right? Sometimes there are many senior faculty who are not very much adept with these digital tools. So I guess this presentation, the tools what we have shown, please try to explore them, involve the students, bring some of these courses into curriculum, increase the flexibility. Instead of offering 2 electives, pick the courses which are there in this. You can choose the duration, whether it is 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, right? See the content. You can form committees to identify these courses, bring them into curriculum. Then you will be the torchbearers for implementation of NEP and digitization, right? Now, the next part, another 15 minutes I have, probably in 10 minutes, I will conclude this internationalization. Internationalization, see again, the policy document, NEP 2020 policy document, it doesn't emphasize too much on the internationalization, but it does speak of knowledge transfer, international collaborations, right? So in 2020 it has come. So in 2022 UGC has come up with regulations again. Just see how quickly the commissions, the technical councils, Government of India, Ministry of Education, how eager they are to bring forth or implement the vision document of NEP 2020, right? So then the Gazette, whatever is released in 2022 for higher education, it speaks of some guidelines for Indian institutions seeking foreign degree collaborations and relevant for foreign institutions collaborating with Indian ones, right? So, what are the academic standards which are required if you want to go for a collaborative degree, right? So, please go through the Gazette. So, collaboration between Indian and foreign universities for boosting academic activities. See, there are three things which the document speaks of. One is twinning program. The second one is a joint degree program. Third one is a dual degree program. These are the three different areas which the policy document, not policy document, the Gazette speaks of, right, to realize the vision of the policy, right? So let us quickly go through what this twinning program is, what the joint degree program, what the dual degree program. I will just present some of the summary and the highlight points of it. The detailed document, as I told, like you can rummage in the website and directly go to UGC website or Google it out. You can easily find it. Someone want more details, you can go through it, right? So now, what are the eligibility criteria for Indian institute to collaborate with the foreign university? So you need a minimum 3.1 score, that is A grade. You need out of 4 if you want to collaborate with this. Suppose if you get only 2.7, you are not eligible to come up with this international program. Then institutions need to be NAC accredited, that is a requirement, and you should get minimum 3.01 or above. Then institutions must rank in the top 100 worldwide. Means this is the foreign university. If this is the requirement for Indian university, right? This Indian university, you can't collaborate with any foreign university which has got the QS ranking 1500. You can't do that for the joint degree or twinning program or dual degree program. It should be in top 1 to 1000, right? And then institutions, Indian institutions should rank in NIRF's top 100 category, right? So you can, those universities or those colleges or whatever, they fall into this framework. Okay, so you can think of the number of students who will be benefited by these programs are very few, but then it is somewhere you're beginning, right, for the future to be more bright. Now, twinning program overview. This is just an overview. There are many minute details of it, but then I'm just highlighting some of the major points. So students study in India and abroad collaboratively. The degree what they get in the twinning program, they get the degree from only Indian higher education institution. Then the collaborating institution must offer exit routes for incomplete students. Suppose, see, I have seen a couple of students in our university, like we have got every year probably around 10 to 12 students, they go on this international exchange program, 2+2 program, they go. I have seen in few cases, the students, they complete the first 2 years here and then they go there. They can't face the peer pressure there. Sometimes there is a complete shift in the curriculum, the way they learn, the way they teach, the teaching learning method, and some students can't cope up. And after one semester, they want to come back. He has registered for some courses, he has completed only 1 or 2 courses, and then he failed there or whatever happened. He cannot complete the remaining degree in 2 years. And every year he has to keep on paying the fee. For each credit, you have to pay there actually, for each credit. So students come back incomplete. So what are the MOUs, whatever you make between both the collaborating universities, you should have very clear-cut route maps for exit routes, right? Then foreign credits can count up for 30% of the total program credits. The twinning program between India and foreign university, right? It can count up to 30%, right? And these 30% of the credits should be done in the conventional mode. Then Indian and foreign students earn credits conventionally. Yes, the earning of credits, it's not conventionally means it's not online mode. I'll attend the class online there, not like that. Then institutions issue transcripts showing modules taken at the partner institution, right? Then Indian institutions check for overlapping of the course content in foreign credits. That means the course mapping has to be done, right? So all these the document speaks of. And finally, this is a very important word of caution: degree must adhere to the UGC 1950C nomenclature and legal norms. When you frame the MOU also, we have to be very clear, refer the UGC documents and see the exact degree terms and specializations, whatever are mentioned in that nomenclature document only, like, should reflect here. Right, and then moving forward for the dual degree program. So the curriculum is co-designed. Right now here, single certificate in same disciplines. Here you get a single certificate. Right, this is a joint degree. Sorry, this is joint degree, not a dual degree. Joint degree. So the curriculum is co-designed by Indian and foreign institutions, and credits earned must not overlap. And credits earned count to degree. Again, here also 30% of credits from each institution should be done in a conventional mode. Okay. So now here you will get a single certificate in same discipline, subject area. Single certificate means you will get a certificate from the one university. It can be either Indian or foreign. And how the modalities, both the institutions can work in a MOU part, means both the logos of both the institutions will come, right? But the student will get a single certificate, right? And then for the dual degree program, now the requirement is Indian and foreign institutions offer joint programs in the same subject, right? Here, the point is courses count for degrees at both institutions. Means it doesn't mean you get 2 degrees. It doesn't mean you get 2 degrees. You get single degree. Some of the courses you are doing here, some of the courses you are doing there, right? So it is a BTech degree, but then for the courses, for the credits, whatever you have done, you get a degree from there, 1 degree, which mentions only say 2 years. So how the degree works and all, it has to be worked out in the MOU document, how the final degree looks out, right? And conditions for Indian higher education institutions for collaboration of this. Then institutions need council approval for program collaboration. Then institution need, council means here the technical councils, whatever are there. Then institution need approval from academic collaborations abroad. Then institution should safeguard against compromising national security. Institutions must adhere to RBI and government regulations, because the transfer of fee and all, we have to abide by the forex exchange rules, right? The academic facilities like so and so, whatever are there, both the institutions have to discuss on it, right? So like with that, probably I would conclude. But before I conclude, just a word of caution is, so far I have spoken of so many digital tools and digital intervention technologies, right? The softwares, AI-based things, what are the facilities available? The intention is not to replace a conventional teacher, right? The intention is not to replace a conventional teacher. This is a very good book. I don't know how many of you read it, by Ian Gilbert, right? Why do I need a teacher when I have got Google, right? So you can see the essential, right, for the issues of every teacher. This book is a very beautiful book, right? On and off, if you're going by a college bus or, right, you can actually go through it whenever you have a time, right? And develop that good culture, right? So finally, before concluding, I strongly tell that I'm a strong supporter of conventional teaching, but at the same time, your conventional teaching will enhance, or blended learning you can call. It will be more effective when you bring these digital tools. It will provide an opportunity for the student for self-learning, right? So before I conclude, this one last slide, which I am too much inspired. This is dated, a paper cutting, 2/2/1835, Lord Macaulay's address in the British Parliament. I have traveled across the length and breadth of India and have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I do not think we could ever conquer this country. In 1835, they have still not conquered India. He's making a statement, I do not think we would ever conquer this country, unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And I propose that we replace our old and ancient education system. Replace, underline the word, replace her old and ancient education system, her culture. For if Indian thinks that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. We have been a truly dominated nation. This is Lord Macaulay's address to the British Parliament on 2nd February 1935. So my point is, we all teachers, we have got a very, very crucial role. And my intention of this presentation is to help or improve your conventional teaching, not replace your conventional teaching, right? So with that, I would call it off. Yes. So as I mentioned, these are my personal details. If someone wants to contact me for any other details as well, you can get in touch with me. So with this, I'll stop my presentation. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll take questions.
Yeah.
Are the courses on Swayam considered equivalent to regular classroom courses in terms of academic value and recognition by employers and other educational institutions?
It
Are
should.
they, there is a continuation.
Yeah,
Are
please.
there any specific advantages or disadvantages of taking a course on Swayam compared to the traditional classroom setting?
See, policy document speaks of providing flexibility. Policy document speaks of giving an opportunity for self-learning for the student. Policy document speaks of what do you say, knowledge transfer from one university to another university. If you look into the Swayam platforms, which is now previously it was only NPTEL. Now, if you see Swayam platforms, in the Swayam platform, you have seen the segregation: courses for school education, courses for higher education, right? You visit the content, content is par excellence. Some of the subjects which I've seen, it's par excellence. We cannot give that kind of, because I'm not telling we are not incapable. We don't have that much time. As a faculty, we have got deadlines. Internal one, the module one, module two, you have to come. You have to chase after deadlines. That Swayam platform uses AVGC. So one of the part is one of the part of the question in you said the value, or does it equal the regular? I
Yes,
say it is, madam. What is the word exactly?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
read out
okay.
the question, sir. Are the courses on Swayam considered equivalent to
Equivalent.
regular?
Equivalent. See, UGC document says that they are equivalent. If we go by the policy document, they are equivalent. You cannot. That is why I say some of the colleges deny giving credits. So for that, actually, what you should do is, rather than giving the complete liberty to student, you do any course, you will give credits. The university or the departments, they can constitute a committee. Suppose electronics department, computer science department, you can constitute a committee for, say, online courses or something like that, right? You identify some courses which are, say, 10 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. You decide the number of credits. And when electives are released for the students, professional elective, these two electives are offered in the conventional mode, right? And say another 3, 4, 5 electives the students can do from a digital mode, right? So before that, the faculty, the way I recommended to the colleges is the operating SOP, standard operating procedure for this is, the faculty, two individual teams will sit together. They will go through the content. They will give their remarks on the content. Some courses we may feel that the content is too basic, which the student might have already learned. So the faculties have to go through all the modules, all the lectures, if not completely, random glimpse, the content of the material. Then they give recommendations, right? And then those recommendations, you pass it in your board of council, board of studies council, where an external expert is there, say from IITs or NITs or other premier institutes, right? And then that course is equivalent. So we have, as a faculty, we need to do some background exercise, right? I'm not telling background exercise is because the course content there is poor. Content may not be of the same level what we are expecting. It may be too basic, right? So to take care of that, probably we need to do some background exercise. Otherwise, as I told you, the Swayam platform, there is a grievance form I have shown you. Student, if he just from any college, if he just puts that within 1 week, you will get a notice from UGC asking for an explanation why you have not considered.
Here,
Right?
here actually, our college has a credit transfer policy. As you
Okay.
mentioned, I was completely hearing to that because I was just verifying whether are we following the same procedure or not.
Okay.
Actually, every semester we have a panel in every department. They are
Okay.
going to verify the content of the NPTEL syllabus and our syllabus, and
Yeah,
whichever
yeah.
is equivalent, we are going to offer to the students. They can
Yeah.
do it in the NPTEL mode, and once they get the certificates, they'll submit in the examination branch, and they will get the same credits.
Yeah, and I also, if the practice is already there, it is well and good. Otherwise, I also suggest committee recommendation before the commencement of semester. Recommendation reports, you keep it. Probably that will be very helpful as a supportive documents and all during accreditation process and all that. Because the new NAC process, my next topic is that only NEP and accreditation, right? So it speaks of many of these things. So suddenly, see, there are many colleges which adopt or which apply very good practices, but they are not documented. Just before accreditation, we want to make all the documents. So I suggest, like, if you already have a document, that is well and good. If not, the committee report on the digital courses or online courses. So they have to give their remarks, one-page remark. That is a very good practice. Yeah. So
Second
yeah.
question, sir. Many times I hear people say that online degrees are not given the same weight or respect as face-to-face degree courses. What information will be given to the general public or prospective employers regarding the validity of online education?
See, this is a challenge because there should be a paradigm shift in the thought process. People have to change. We have to sensitize them, right? But see, that is what see sometimes if you visit the UGC website on online this, I don't want to mention some of the university names because I don't want to defame them. 3 or 4 days back, they have outlisted or debarred one university from offering online degrees. There is a prerequisite for starting an online course, certain standard, certain list of faculty, right? So if you substandard, see, there are two ways to this coin. There are two ways to this coin. Like IIT Madras has last semester or before last semester, IIT Madras has launched a course on data science,
Yes,
or big
data
data or
science.
something
Yes,
like that.
data
Some
sciences.
so many people, I think 15,000 or 20,000 students have enrolled for that course. 20,000 students in 6 months, they are getting a degree. It's like a digital university. So to improve the gross enrollment ratio, only conventional teaching mode, we cannot improve the gross enrollment ratio by 2035. You should come to 50% gross enrollment ratio. Currently, the national average stands at 26 or 27. So such a huge nation with a very large population and a very high demographic dividend, in a span of say 7 or 8 years, how can we reach 50% without online education? So there are quality checkpoints, right? And we Indians, we are always very experts in finding the shortcuts, bypassing the rules and all. So if those things can be sorted out and sensitization activities are done for the faculty level, school level, right? The employers, we need to the convince the employers as well how the university placement cells have to take initiatives. So it is a challenge. It is a challenge for people to accept it. I don't deny that fact, but then a lot of homework and groundwork has to be done because there are many abroad universities which offer online degrees and they are equally valid. The rigor of the course is almost on the same level. Right?
Sir, there are
Yeah.
no more questions, sir.
Okay.
I request all the participants to turn on their video for the photo session, please. All the participants, please turn on their video for photo session. Thank you all. Sir, there are a lot of messages pouring today. Very informative session, very informative and useful session. And personally also, sir, we are acquainted with the Swayam and virtual labs, but others were almost new.
Swayam
Almost
Prabha,
new.
Swayam Prabha, I told, and Swayam Plus also you can see, madam. Swayam Plus, which is actually, Swayam portal is an old portal, but Swayam Plus also is actually a good one actually. Typically for upskilling. The intention is I'll be really happy. Like yesterday, Dr. Chindu was speaking about the impact, right? So this is all the process, right? The outcome and impact are more important, right? So I'll be happy if at least 10% of our faculty who have attended, at least in their course, bring one virtual lab. You may now, not just COVID, like madam, you are telling only during COVID. No,
Yes,
even during regular sessions, probably one experiment or two experiments other than this conventional experiment, we can ask them. So the students, they themselves will have the exposure or desire for intent or self-learning. Yeah. So I humbly request all the faculty, try to use these resources, familiarize in your colleges, right? And if you want, like, you can as well contact me if any help, so that we can take the policy vision, NEP policy vision more widespread. Whatever little I can do, I'll try to help you out. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you, sir. On behalf of organizing committee, I would sincerely thank our speaker, honorable chairman, principal, and our head, our technical team, and all the participants. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
You can leave.